Hi tutors, so I'm making this for my own tutors, but actually this is applicable for any other tuition center as well. Okay, so why am I making this video for you guys, right? I'm giving you all a crash course on how to promote at the end of your crash courses. And it doesn't just apply to crash courses, right? Actually, the principles apply for other situations whenever you're promoting to students that why they should join our tuition center and join your class. Okay, so why am I making this video, right? Because I don't want you to just be blindly following my instructions on my script. And also, so that you won't be like, why is Keith making me do this? Yeah, like, why is he asking us to say these things? And like, why these elements? Is it just for the sake of it? Well, there's actually deep thought and strategy behind it, and you will understand the principles and you understand my thought process. Okay, so basically, I'm giving you a look at my thought process and the principles that went into this, so that you won't be like, I'm just following a script because he says so, but you'll be like, oh, okay, I get the strategy behind this script now, and then you will also want to say it. At least you'll understand why you're saying it. Yeah. Okay. Then last one is that I think a lot of tutors, they fear promoting. They fear, a lot of people general in society hate the idea of sales or marketing or promoting or advertising. Okay, but I want you to realize that it is your moral obligation and it's something that you're gonna want to do intrinsically. Okay, I know it has a bad reputation, but okay, you know what? Let's get straight into it of why it's our moral duty to promote. Okay, so I have read several different books on sales, and I'm just going to show a few examples here. Okay, so one of this is Sell Like Crazy. This is actually a book on advertising and marketing, but there's also a chapter at the end, I think it's chapter 8, on selling like a doctor. So why sell like a doctor, right? Because you think about a doctor, when you go to the doctor, what does the doctor do? He diagnoses you of like, okay, you have this problem, you have this need, right? And then he says, okay, to solve your problem, you're going to need this medicine. Like you have a bacterial infection, the diagnosis, you need antibiotics, that's going to solve your problem. Or you have like HIV, you need these HIV antiviral drugs. That you need to buy this medicine and you need to take this medicine. So the doctor is never going to be like, oh no, I'm afraid of sales and marketing, I'm afraid of promoting. Maybe I shouldn't tell the patient to buy my medicine. Like the doctor's obviously not going to care about that, right? He's just going to say, you have this problem, you need this, or else there'll be consequences for your health. So when it comes to medicine, we don't argue, right? We're like, duh, I have a problem, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to pay the doctor, pay the clinic, and get the medicine that I need for my health. Okay, so we need to realize that for our students and whatever we're selling, as long as we are not crooks, right, selling a scam product, then we also are selling a so-called medicine to whatever problem that our customers have. So our students, they have a problem, right? Their bio grades are dying. So the medicine here is our tuition services, is our lessons and all the other resources that we have as part of being a student here. So that's the medicine, and we should not be shy to tell them that, okay, you really have this problem, right? Then I'm going to tell you this is the medicine you need. And how do we know that? First, we got to actually diagnose. So we got to see, okay, are you actually in need of help? Okay, and one of the ways that I do that is our very long sign up form. So that only those who are really serious about signing up and they really need help, they will fill up the whole sign up form. If they're like, maybe I don't really need, they will stop after like 1 or 2 pages because they'll be like, this is so ridiculously long. And in fact, from our website statistics, right, when we see the button clicks of how many people click apply, it's like thousands, like 1,000, 2,000 per month, but we get less than 100 actual form applications per month. It's usually like in the tens only of form applications, like maybe 40 something. So why is it that there are thousands who are clicking it, but only like 40 who actually fill up the form? Okay, maybe because a lot of people are just anyhow clicking for the sake of checking it out, right? Maybe they're not the right target audience because maybe they're JC or something, and then they click and we tell them we are only here to serve O-level pure bio because this is our specific medicine that helps only a specific diagnosis. So if you are not this medicine will not be helpful for you, so they leave. And also because those who are not serious, they will just leave because it's such a long form. Okay, so I also felt like at the start when in my first few years I had to indoctrinate myself. I always felt like a fraud when promoting, or when like at the end of my crash courses also like promoting, and even just trying to get students to sign up, I would feel bad. Okay, so I had to indoctrinate myself with our own testimonials. So I had to like watch these videos again and again of like, okay, what the students actually feel, what's their transformation that they feel, what is the good that we're doing. it's like basically proof that the medicine works. Okay, I had to indoctrinate myself with the proof that yes, the medicine really works. And I know we are not perfect as a tuition center, and our services and our lessons are not perfect. But one thing I know for sure is that we are the best. Just like how no medicine is perfect, right? Like it doesn't magically cure you instantly. There may be side effects or all that. But out of the different brands of medicine, you want to choose the most effective one for your body, right? And our center for O-level pure bio is the best medicine that exists on in SG in Singapore. Because the competitors, they do not have the depth of resources we have. They do not have the depth of expertise in this syllabus. They are so spread thin across so many other subjects and other levels of bio. So that's why we know. And we have other proof also, like the students leaving other competitors, even though they have more like credentials and accolades, and coming to us. That's another way that we know we really are the best. So yeah, I had to indoctrinate myself to know that we are promoting something that is the best medicine that they can find for this problem they have, this diagnosis they have. Okay, and then again here, look, you can look at the grades and the grade transformations of like how they went from horrible grades to B3, A2, and A1. And I think Gwen is a very good example. Gwen, Megan, these are very good examples. I mean, they were in my class, so I could relate to them. I could see how low confidence they were, and they were always failing in their like WAs and all that. But Gwen went to A1, which is really insane, incredible. So would she have done this without this medicine that we gave her? So you might say that, okay, technically if she had the willpower and the discipline and she went to like, research Google and all that, and she practiced a lot of questions by herself, maybe she can get to A2, A1, maybe B3, right? But it will be hard because lacking guidance in what is the correct keywords. So even if she marks a lot, maybe only A2. But here's the truth. Most of the year, she wasn't even in the mugger mode. But because we had weekly tuition, it forced her to be consistent in studying bio. Same for Megan. It forced them to be consistent. Like I could tell Megan most of the time in the lessons, right? Like it's also not fully paying attention. But because she is still forced, and then when I ask her questions, then she's forced to think. So it kind of forced her to do the work that she otherwise wouldn't have done. So would they have gotten these grades without this medicine here? Without this service? Absolutely not. They would not have. Okay, they probably would have gotten C5, C6. Okay, so ask yourself, right, what are the consequences if they do not get this medicine, if they do not get the solution, if they don't join our tuition? Okay, one example is that they will be joining another tuition, inferior tuition for O-level pure bio. Okay, like I have the belief and the conviction that we are the best for this syllabus. So if they join any other tuition, it's going to be inferior in Singapore. Okay, and I already mentioned the reasons. So if they join another inferior tuition, right, they're going to pay more or the same but get worse lessons. Right, the lesson quality and the helpfulness is not as good. So compared to us, right, they're kind of getting ripped off, they're kind of getting scammed if they go to somewhere else. Okay, then what are other consequences if they don't join your classes, right? They will continue struggling in bio. Okay, we're talking about those who have a real need, a real problem with bio. They will hate the subject, right? They will hate bio for the rest of their life. And then when they get O-level results bad also, they will continue hating it. And then I think you guys as my tutors, you feel the joy and the excitement about understanding bio, the depth of knowledge, and there is something that excites us about bio when we understand it well. And it's just that love of learning, the love of knowledge, that love of understanding things much deeper than we used to. And bio explains a lot about our life, our bodies, how our bodies interact, why we get sick, and all that. So we do like the subject, and we wish that other students, other people can also feel this about the subject instead of hating it, right? Okay, then what else? The student themselves will have low self-confidence. If they keep on trying hard at the subject, mugging hard, but the grades always are horrible, then what is it going to say to them? Like their parents imply it, their teachers are going to imply it, and when they see the marks are going to imply it to them that I'm stupid, that I just can't do it. Like I try very hard, but I suck. That's the message that is drilled into their heads. Okay, even though the student actually has the potential, they will still get this message drilled in their heads. Like Gwen is a great example of someone who has such big potential because, she had the A1 potential, but outwardly, right, her confidence was always so low. Like every time she would answer questions, super low confidence when she talks to me. Then I can I didn't expect her to get A1 also, because based on her outward confidence, it felt like, okay, this student is probably going to be like at best a B3, but she had the A1 potential inside. Okay, so she's going to continue being low confidence, continue feeling stupid that, I just have low IQ, I just cannot study that well. Okay, then how is it going to affect the rest of their life? Other than the O-levels grades, going to affect what poly, what JC you can get into, and therefore affects your uni, and therefore affects your career. Other than the grades aspect, right? Let's think about the self-confidence aspect also. How's it going to affect their poly and JC? Well, I feel, okay, I'm stupid, so I better take the easier things, not the things that I most want. Let me choose the easier courses, right? Let me choose the easier subjects. And when it comes to studying, okay, I won't strive for A anymore. Just B or C, because, I'm stupid, right? So I am not going to try to go for A. I'm just going to try for a B or C, and I'm happy with that. And then university, also, they're going to choose the easier courses. They're going to choose they're going to take less risk, basically, because they already have a limiting belief that I'm stupid. And then in their career, they're also going to take less risk. They're going to choose the jobs that take less risk, and usually also would be less pay, maybe not as great work-life balance and all that. So it's going to hurt their careers, okay, and beyond. Like every single thing you do, you will limit yourself if you have low self-confidence. And I felt this myself when I was younger, which is why I'm passionate about helping the students not feel this. Okay, then what else is it going to do? In the O-level year, they'll be wasting their time, because if they're mugging so much without the help, without knowing the clear direction, they're just wasting a lot of time. And it's going to be super inefficient. That makes them have less time for their other subjects, and it impacts the other subject grades. They will have less time to live their lives in their childhood. I mean, think about it. They're 16 years old, and are they just going to mug all the time because of their inefficient mugging? Yeah, then it's really sad. Like their childhood is being stolen away, their young years, right? And the parents are also going to be sad that, hey, why my child's grade is not as good as my child's potential? The parent also want to feel proud of the child, that my child is not dumb. They want to feel that my child is smart, my child is bright. And so that's why the parents are happily paying us to solve this problem, because the parents are also hurting inside. It's not just the child who's hurting, it's the parents who are hurting. Okay, now you might be wondering, okay, so I see that this is why students need to join us, right? And there are many more reasons. But what if the students that we're promoting to are not the right fit? Example, they don't have enough money, they cannot afford it, and that's okay. Then, yeah, we don't have to pressure them. In fact, they shouldn't be spending money that they cannot afford. Side note, we have a very few number of students who really want to join us, even though they cannot afford, and they have like proof, right, of their family's financial situation. And we actually have a financial assistance scheme. Like basically, we give them quite a big discount on the fees. And tutors, you guys would like these students, right? We basically like subsidize based on our profit, so it doesn't take from your pay, your tutor salary. That's why you are not affected by this. Okay, and then what if the student is too good for tuition? Like they're already so good at the subject, what's the point of tuition? Then of course they don't need to join. So we do not pressure people to join if they don't need. So we only tell people, hey, if you feel you need it, this is the medicine that you've been looking for, so please take the medicine for your own sake. Okay, that's what all this promotion is about, and what all this sales is about. It's about and I hope you see that as your moral obligation, because if you have something that really would save them, would help them, then we better help them, we better save them. Okay, now next, what is sales? And I'm going to tell you the elements that I put in our script at the end, right, when we promote at the end of the crash course. Okay, so I learned this from this book, right, The Way of the Wolf, Jordan Belfort. And Jordan Belfort is like the Wolf of Wall Street, that guy. And like apparently he's a scammer or something, but he is very good at sales. And he learned that the main thing I took away, there are two main things I took away from this book, which is, number one, sales is the transfer of conviction, of belief. That I have to first believe in my medicine first, that it really works. Then I have to tell you in a way that you also start to believe, oh yeah, the medicine really will help me. Then they will buy, because they have the belief that it will help them. So that's all sales is, the transfer of conviction. So first we got to believe in what we are selling. If we are not even sure, like, hey, actually my classes kind of suck, and if I get these students to join my class, I'm actually hurting them, then you will have no conviction, and when you sell, you'll be very ineffective. And that's good, because you have a conscience. But if you actually want to be good at selling and converting the students, when I say selling, right, it doesn't mean you have to like persuade them and force it down their throat. No, selling here just means when you talk, the way you talk about the crash course at the end, like and all this stuff. Okay, at the end, when you promote this at the end, that's what I'm referring to. Like you still have to have the conviction in your voice, so that when they listen, they will also start having the conviction inside that, oh yeah, this medicine is going to help me. Okay, so you have to believe in what you're selling, and that's all the stuff above. And you know what? I think a big barrier in us believing what we're selling is because we know that our lessons aren't that good. So what's the solution? Okay, number one, you have to realize that, okay, my lessons are not perfect, but I'm improving, and they are still very good compared to the rest of Singapore. This is the best option. That's the first thing that will help. Second thing is you actually need to improve in your lessons. If your lessons are having the same repeated problems week after week, and we have our feedback form so that the students can tell you the feedback, then of course if you don't improve on it, you're not going to believe in what you're selling because your conscience is telling you that this sucks. And then you also can do what I did, which is indoctrinate yourself by looking at the testimonials on our website. Go to the testimonial page. And for my tutors, I'm pretty sure that there are some testimonials with your names in there already. So you can go and search your name and then read that part to remind yourself that, oh yeah, I really did impact those students and they really benefited from my lessons. So that can give you the belief in what you're selling, which is your classes, basically. And then through your confident tone, when you talk about this at the end of Crash Course, with a confident tone, others will get the conviction. So that's why we need to be fluent and confident when we say it. And following a script helps. So hence I created a script for y'all. You do not have to follow word for word, but the elements should still be in there, and following it just makes it a lot easier for you to be fluent. Okay, I'm going to also tell you some other elements that make sales effective, which is why I've put it in the script. Okay, first thing is an offer. Give them an offer that feels so good, they feel stupid saying no, and I learned that from this book, 100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi. And I mean, he didn't start the concept, but this is basically the main thing that will make the sale work. If they feel like the offer is so good, the price is so low compared to what they're getting, they're gonna feel like it's a no-brainer and they're just gonna get it. So that's why I call the price value, okay, not what I call, but that is what the price value discrepancy is, when the price is so low compared to the value that they're getting. And how we show this is we show the resources are free and we strike off the price. So which is this? You see, we say that all these bonuses are free even though they're worth so much. And we could charge you this, but we're striking it off and we're only giving you this price. So they're going to be like, wow, I'm getting so much stuff for only this low price. And that helps them to see the price value discrepancy. Basically, it's such a good offer, they will feel stupid saying no. Okay, and bonuses help with this, which is why we have all these bonuses here. And that's why we tell them, hey, you get, when you come physically, you also get the snacks, the food. Yeah, so that's, again, bonuses, which shows them how much value they're getting for such a relatively low price. Okay, what other elements help? Urgency. Urgency is like, when we tell them, okay, if you sign up by tomorrow 9 p.m., then you can claim this 10% discount. And that's called urgency, like there's a time limit. Okay, then scarcity is when there's limited stock. So when we say, okay, the first 3 students only will get it from this crash course. So that's scarcity, like they will feel like, okay, if I just slack off on this decision, other people will take it. Okay, so then you might be asking, wait, all these strategies, right, that were motivating the students to take action, is it unethical? So the answer is it depends. So like example, this guy, right, like the Wolf of Wall Street, he learned these strategies, he's so good at selling, and then there were some like shady stuff that he was selling that basically was kind of a scam, and then he went to jail and all that. So that was his lesson learned of don't use these tools for bad. Like, I mean, you can use these tools for bad, like, and that's what scammers are. But then, yeah, they go to jail, they're scammers. Okay, but if what we're selling is for the customer's good, if it's a medicine that is to help the customer, like if the doctor is selling a fake medicine that doesn't work, then of course he's a scammer. But if we are selling something that actually helps them, then we will want to employ these strategies, because if we don't, they'll probably just slack off on it and they will not take that action that will help them. Yeah, so if it's for their good, that's the bottom line. It's okay to use these strategies to persuade people. I mean, we persuade people all the time, right? So, I mean, if you're trying to apply for a job, like when you became a tutor here, you had to persuade me to take you on. So, was it unethical for you to persuade me? Like maybe you smiled, maybe you tried to logically show me how you were a good fit. All those things are persuasion strategies that you use, whether you are conscious of it or not. So was that unethical? Well, no, if you're actually going to be a good tutor here and be a beneficial to this business and to me as the employer, then it wasn't unethical. Okay, so it all depends on on the intent, and does it help the target audience? Okay, I'm going to give you a bonus thing, which is that if you know everything that I've said above, but still you're unwilling or like you feel unconfident, right, to say this promotional part. And honestly, this promotional part is really little already. It's very short, and we phrase it as a gift. You know, this is a gift number one, this is a gift number two, so it doesn't feel that promoting. It feels like I'm giving you something like a present. So if you know all this, yet your own fear, insecurity, and limiting belief, like, oh, you know, I just hate sales, I hate the idea, is holding you back, then you're just sabotaging yourself. You're sabotaging your students. Okay, to be honest, maybe you're not really sabotaging the students because they'll probably just join another tutor who isn't held back by these limiting beliefs, right? But you're sabotaging your own income, your own self, because you have less students, less commission, sabotaging yourself. And you know this, right? I also had this problem before, and it doesn't, like, I guess I'm okay with this problem. Like, it's like, I know I'm sabotaging my own income, and that's okay. But then once we think about, wait, I'm gonna have a family in future, or even if you're not, like, you're gonna provide for your parents, right? You're gonna provide for maybe your siblings, your parents, whoever it is. These loved ones will also be now sabotaged because of your insecurity, of your own fear. So your own fear, you sabotage your own income, and then when your loved ones need help, provision, hospital bills, etc., and you're like, oh well, sorry, I can't. Yeah, so there's another marketer I learned from called Frank Kern, and he had this like course where he was talking about it, and about sales and marketing, and one of them was this limiting beliefs, and then he said, you know, like in a just satirical way, he was saying, you know, are you gonna tell your mom in future, like, oh sorry, I can't give you the good nursing home, like you'll just have to go to the horrible nursing home because, well, when I was younger, I just had this fear of promoting. Yeah, so are you gonna let this limiting belief and insecurity hold you back and then sabotage your loved one's provision? So I think once we bring in the fact that, oh yeah, I'm not just doing this for myself but also my future family, then it gives you a lot more courage to face the limiting beliefs. Yeah, so you realize this whole thing is about mainly the limiting beliefs, the fear of promoting, we gotta kill that, and then understanding the elements that make promoting work. So what's the moral of the story? My tutors, I've already implemented all these elements into the script. I've also cut it short because I don't want them to zone out, which is the past feedback. And why am I not recording it? Why am I getting you guys to say it? Because number one, people zone out during the video. Number two, when you talk live, you hold the attention more. So yeah, that's still the same reason of holding their attention. But I think the second one is the transfer of conviction is there when you yourself are the one saying it. So it's transferring from you to the students instead of from me. Because if I believe in this, then the students will be like, okay, Mr. Keith believes in it, I want to join his class. Whereas if you believe in your own class, then they'll be like, oh yeah, I want to join this tutor's class because this tutor believes in what they are saying, and this tutor believes in their own class that it is good. So there's just many reasons why it's more effective when you say it yourself. Okay, then I hope this also helps you to see why I worded the script in that way, and then following the script would definitely help you fulfill all these principles and all these elements already, and it will make you more confident, fluent when you can read off the script instead of like thinking of something on the spot. Okay, and in the end, if you don't want to follow all this, right, I will not force you because it doesn't hurt me as much as it hurts you. Like, it's hurting your own self, your own class size, your own income. And what was I gonna say about this part? Yes, I was just gonna say that all these things that I'm doing and why I'm advising you to do things in a certain way is for your own benefit, is for your own good. Yeah, so I'm not gonna force it, but I hope you can see that all these things are for your own benefit, why I advise it in a certain way.